Hello, welcome to Social Studies class. Today we are going to be looking at rights and duties of the citizen. We are going to first of all start by looking at what is rights, and by so doing we'll get to understand what rights is all about and how we ourselves can begin to start ensuring that we are also claiming and asking for our own rights. Right basically refers to those things that are morally good, justified, or acceptable. Right can also be referred to as claim of an individual recognized by the society and the state. As stated above, every member or a citizen of a country has a certain rights which they enjoy and which are protected by the government of the state. So right is basically those things that is good, justified, or acceptable. Like Abraham Lincoln, which is one of my favorite icon to study, said, he said, when I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. So good generally is something that makes you feel good, and everybody want to feel good. So as such, you want to always do good. So right is also thing you claim, is one of your claim, things you will ask for from the state. Like a citizen of this state now, you could ask for some certain things from government, which is your right. For example, we have so many types of rights. As we progress, we'll be able to get to understand some of them. For example, let us look at examples of citizens' rights. One of the right that we're going to look at here now is right to life. There are so many, we're looking at some of them. We have right to life. So it is important you understand that as a citizen of this country, the government have what it takes to protect you from anything that will become a threat to your own life. Then we have right to personal liberty. Right to be free. You have the right to be free. Then we have right to fair hearing. You also have the right to be heard. Whenever anything go wrong, you can take a lawyer and then go to court and defend yourself. There's also right to privacy. You have a right to decide to have a kind of an environment that is only private for just you. You also have right to education. You have a right to demand for education, to ask for it, so you can get to enlighten yourself and get to learn more. You also have right to freedom of movement. You have the right to move as long you are not moving into areas that are restricted. Do not forget that as you have your right ends where another person's right begins. So there are places where you could see they will say trespasses not allowed. So you must understand, take note of such a kind of a note or a direction. So you won't go and step into such a premises or a property that is out of the reach of others. So even if you have a right of movement, it is limited with other people's right. You also have right to vote and be voted for. So you have a right to go and cast your vote as long as you are 18 years. You also have the right to put yourself into wanting to also run for any of this office, and then you will also begin to ask for other people to vote for you. There is a right to home property. You have the right to home property to begin to start acquiring some as long you are of that age to do so. You have a right to freedom of expression. You have a right to express yourself, to let people know what you feel and why you feel the way you feel. You have a right to respect and the dignity of other humans or persons. You have the right to respect other people. You have other people have a right to be respected. So there is a right of dignity. So you must understand this so that you don't begin to start violating the right of other people in this regard. Having looked at that, let us now look at duties. Duties refer to those functions that a citizen has to perform to the state because they are morally, legally right to be done to make the society progress. For example, if you take a look at the picture that is beside, you see how beautiful the environment look. You see beautiful flowers, you see vehicles, on their lane moving smoothly. Now, when everybody do what is right, the society become a better place for everybody to live in. And that are basically one of your own duty. For example, you were drinking a pure water After you've taken that pure water, it is expected that the container or what was used to package that water, you do not throw it on the floor. You rather look for a trash bin and put it in a trash bin. It is expected that when you begin to start looking into all these things that you know is important for us to keep our society neat, then gradually you are performing some of your duties. The same thing when you are in the classroom. Anything you take, the stuff that was used to package that thing, don't just throw it on the floor. Look for a trash bin and trash that stuff. And by so doing, you put your class in a very good state. The environment become neat, and you that is living in that environment also become very healthy. We'll now look at some of the obligations of citizens. First obligation of citizen is economic/financial obligation. Now there are regular payment of taxes and other levies. There is payment for the use of public utility, e.g. electricity, bill, and so on and so forth. There is payment of community association levy, our contribution for security, that is vigilante, to provide and maintain public toilets. If you have a general toilet you are using, must be maintained. You must also contribute towards that maintenance. The payment for building public civic centers for festival, e.g. like the town hall. So if you are in an environment where they want to build a public civic center and money is asked, you should also voluntarily contribute without argument or wanting to run away from such responsibility. We also have what is called civic obligation. Obedience to the law. You understand that this is the law made. You must observe that law. You must obey the law. For example, in your classroom, when a law is made in the classroom, a class is ongoing, ensure there is no noise. You must keep to it. You must ensure that you are not making noise. You must ensure you are not disturbing. When you are doing this, you are keeping to what is called civic responsibility. You are becoming responsible. Checking crime. You can also help to check crime. When you see people moving around in your area, you don't know what they are doing, they move here and there, you report to your father or to somebody, an adult, your mom. Tell your mom or dad, I'm seeing somebody has been moving up and down, I don't know what he's looking for, so that your mom or dad could pay attention to the person, get to understand what the person is looking for, because some people are just like that, to want to survey the environment. So when you do that, you are becoming very conscious of your environment, you are conscious of what is happening, and as such you can check crime from happening. Respect for national symbols. There are a whole lot of national symbols, things that identify the country, that makes people know that this is a country, or that get to know that this is a particular country. Such things must be respected. For example, your currency, the money you are using, the currency you are using in that country is also a symbol. There's coat of arms, these ones are symbol. There's flags. All these things must be respected. You must accord them the respect that due them. Then service to the nation. You must also voluntarily give yourself to serve the nation. That's why we have a compulsory service, that when you graduate from the university, you are sent to another state to go and serve. It is compulsory. There's an allegiance. You must pay allegiance. You must be humble and loyal to serve your home country. It is also the duty of the citizens to take care of government properties around them. It's also the duties of citizens to take care of government properties around them. They will now have political obligation. Register during registration for democratic governance. So whenever they are registering, as long as you have that age, ensure you register. They vote for political candidate of his or her choice, during election period. Executive franchise. Exercise your franchise. Franchise is an opportunity to vote, or during election. Ensure you cast your vote. Being orderly at a polling booth or center. So whenever you are anywhere during that election, ensure you are orderly. Keep to the rules and regulations. Don't disturb. Then to defend democratic processes by being vigilant and not to allow political talks to cause violence during election. Then another thing we're going to be looking at is social obligation. to live in peace, harmony, and unity for the progress, advancement, and development of the society. These are one of the social obligations. You must ensure you live in peace with your neighbor, with those around you. There's no need to quarrel, there's no need to fight, there's no need to begin to start constituting any nuisance that is not really called for. Then to accept other people's belief and opinion, accept other people's belief whatsoever they decide to practice, accept it, and their opinion also accept it. To tolerate each member of the community, to perform other social rights and duties voluntarily without being harassed, to be patriotic, to be loyal, faithful to the society for the common good of the society. Then promise not to discriminate against any member of the society based on religious, gender, or ethnicity. You must ensure not to discriminate. Everybody have rights. Even God has given us the privilege to make choice. So everybody have right to decide to want to do anything. Just tolerate them, accept them, and that will be fine. We'll be looking at the differences between rights and duties. Rights are things which we are morally or legally allowed to have or do, while duties are obligations or functions a citizen has to perform. So rights are those things that you are allowed to do or that you are given. Then obligation are those things that you must carry out to help a society progress. We also receive or enforce rights while we give out or fulfill our duties. The government ensure that the rights of the citizens are enforced and safeguarded, while the citizens ensure that they fulfill their own duties and obligations. Both children and adults enjoy rights except right to vote, while some duties are performed only by adults. So all these things are some of the differences. We also look at rights are not mandatory to enjoy, while it is mandatory to perform duties. Examples of rights are right to life, right to education, etc. While examples of duties are payment of taxes, obeying the law, supporting the government, and so on and so forth. We now look at the importance of citizens' rights and duties. One is peace. So when all of these are done, what you get in the society is peace. When the rights of every individual are respected and protected, other duties and responsibilities are carried out duly, peace will be ensured in the society. Then what you get also is discipline. People become very disciplined when citizens understand their rights and perform their duties. The citizen will be a law-abiding citizen, and there will be discipline in the society. Mutual benefit. When citizens perform their duties and responsibility, and government takes its own part by protecting the rights of the citizen, hence there is mutual benefit between citizens and then the government. We now also have what is called social control. When citizens are aware of their rights and perform their duties, human relationship with the society is improved and social order is maintained. So you now see a situation whereby those who are relating with themselves, they will not have any reason to quarrel or begin to fight, because everybody is doing what is accorded them. Then loyalty and patriotism. When the government perform its duties by protecting the rights of the citizens, the citizen will not hesitate in performing their duties. Thus, loyalty and patriotism to the state and the country are also guaranteed. So another thing is, when the government do their own part, it is not difficult for the citizen to do their own. So it is both sides. You must do your own, I must do my own. So the government are one at the other side, the people are the other side. So it's expected that these both people understand and do what is accorded them. And by so doing, everybody will begin to, live in peace and harmony, and there will be progress in the society. Then due process. Every activities and action are carried out in the society with a due process, when rights and duties are performed according to the law of the land. So when all of these are done, there will be a process to follow, and everybody follow it. Then by then, what needs to be done will be done. Having said all of this, we will now look at what I will call then at this point conclusion. It is also very important that we get to understand what all of this stand for. So let us now basically look at what is a conclusion at this point. Now, rights and duties are very, very important in any society. As we all know, government was set up as an institution by the people to manage, administer, and provide for the needs of the people in the society. As government do this, the people must reciprocate that good gesture in carrying out their own responsibilities. The people and government working hand in hand has always been the key to maintaining and sustaining the society. So all of these are what I think is very, very important. And when government do their part and the people do their part, there will be the needed societal progress that we are yearn for. This is all we can take for today. We'll continue in our next class with a new topic. Till then, do all you can to be your best. See you in my next class.